Okay, so here's a little bit of an update on the BJ here. The BJ40 Land Cruiser 78. It's the B engine, 2977cc, which is just sitting happy in my sunroom. Wood stove, I got it this time not burning because it gets pretty damn warm in here. We're going over all these pistons here and just looking at the damage. Every one of these bushings here for the upper rods here were broken. The first one you guys seen if you watch my other video. Pulled these pistons off. Both of them were shattered. And I looked, it is old damage, it's not new damage, so there might have been some detonation happening. Who knows the issue there? Or, better yet, this is normally caused by ether bombing it to try to start it. This is the only one that came out in one piece, which is also cracked. You guys see the crack there? There, now you guys can see the crack, eh? That guy came out in one piece, popped out normally, normal difficulties. The one thing I'm kind of wondering about is, okay, so I got my rods marked just with that line in the very center here. This guy right here, each one of them is in a separate location, showing from back to front of the engine. Now, number 1 and number 2. Shouldn't this be 1 and 1, 2 and 2? Like, you know what I mean? But I look here, the inner machining here, that's all out of focus. Okay, so the inner machining here lines up perfectly. I still got to do some more final measuring. I just used that guy. I do got all the proper telescoping gauges and stuff that I will be bringing out hopefully next weekend, if I remember. So basically, it's lining up perfectly, the inside here, but on the outside, you know, it's this one here actually I picked up is actually pretty good. So this one here lines up there pretty close here. But let's put that guy over there as an example. Is this the one? Yeah. Here's another one. And again, number 1 and number 2. This does not line up on the outside. But edge to edge here, this is perfect here. Perfect here. And again, on the inside here, it is perfect. Perfect here. I also pulled out all the bearings, took a look. Everything seems to be good. But it's just weird how these rod caps here, like, do you guys see that edge there? Maybe you won't. Let's see now. There you guys go. Do you see how much it sticks out this side? I actually haven't seen that before. But the whole point is, internals here, everything is good. Now, this can't be a set that you could say some guy bored over, because these are all standard size and they were a perfect fit. This is the worst one out of all of them. You guys see that? Look at how not proper these line up right here. You guys see that? But again, on the inside, everything here is perfectly smooth. They're round. Again, looks funny on this side here, but this here, from here to here, is absolutely perfect. Right now, they're not torqued, you could say, down the right now, of course, but they're lining up great. Here's the one from the piston that was nuked. This one here seems to line up fine. You guys see here, looks pretty good, but I mean, it's not perfect. But again, 1 and 2. So 3 of them say 1 on the bottom and 2 on the rod side. 1's on the caps, and the other one was 1 and 1, which is weird. Or was it 2 and... yeah, 1 and 1 here. And that's the one that lines up different. So anyone that has rebuilt a Land Cruiser, maybe let me know. You guys see this bearing? I originally thought that was cut out on purpose to be for oil passage, but no, because this side here, it's not cut out. That's just something must have got into oil right there, so of course I will need new bearings. That probably would have been enough. It would have dropped some oil pressure. But the rest of them are good. These all need to be changed. I am going to be getting a whole brand new set of pistons. Aftermarket, made in Japan most likely, or maybe China. But Japan rings for sure. Original pistons, believe it or not, are still available straight from my local Toyota dealership in Canada. But they're $198 Canadian each. And then they want $450. $450 for the ring set. That's a little crazy for the rings. But I found a set of rings on eBay that are original Toyota for, what was it I found them for? $250. So, again, here's an up close here. This is the piston. These are all, everything standard size. You guys see this is a 56013. This is a 56013, 56013. This one here is kind of an oddball one. This is the one he would have changed before. 56021. Now, that number, there is another number in there, which looks like Japanese. You guys see? From what I can see here, it is original titled apart. So this is the piston that the guy originally changed right here. He installed this piston when that first one had the pre-cups, I guess, drop on his old head. Now, this piston here, I definitely could reuse this one. It's getting a little shined up on the corners here. But, I mean, it's not that bad. Same with this guy here. It's just at the point now that I could still reuse it. And I could get away with buying one. This one here, still nice and smooth here. But it gets a little tricky here where it looks like it has a little bit of pre-cup damage up here where it might have hit at one time. But at the same time, that's not very deep. But do I want a chance there being a crack on there? Probably not. So, again, this one here has a little bit of marking there too. This guy here is perfectly fine. And, of course, right there's the one that I just took out of it. So, it's making me think I'm going to, of course, need full bearings. As for in here, I still got to take a look a little bit closer at them. Nothing that I can feel with my fingernails besides one of them here. See if I can find it. This one here is very nice in my hand here. I had them actually in order, but that doesn't matter. Okay. Is this the one right here? Nope. Again, lots of staining on them. Okay. This one here, where it was cracked, I can actually feel a little bit of recess on there, so I gotta look and see how bad that is. That might actually just clean up fine. It is not cracked, but that's just from it slapping where the factory joint is. Actually, nope, that's not where the factory joint was. Nope, because I'm looking at where the two oiler holes are. So this guy here, it's hard to say really right now. I got to look at that a little bit better. I might bring them in to my machine shop buddy, just have him take a look at them. If I didn't care so much, I'd just run them. But kind of want to make this guy last. I did order a dingo ball bearing hone, but I'm also going to use a normal flat side hone. So give me a second here to... Oh, my light is on, okay. Or, yeah, it is. So this cylinder here, believe it or not, looks good. This one here looks good. I mean, I can't really get my phone in any closer. But they're still cross-hatching on them. This one here is a little bit glazed. And this is the one right here that had the piston that got annihilated on it. There is, again, a little groove down in here, but I'm pretty sure that's perfectly fine. It's above, it's below the ring location. I'm not sure where else I'm going to leave this, but just thought I'd make a little bit of an update on here. Just pricing out some parts right now. And before I order anything, I'm going to bring my proper telescoping gauges, check all the bores, check everything, and hone the cylinders, believe it or not, before I do anything. And I am going to also remove the rings off one of these and drop it down into the cylinder to verify that that mark on the cylinder is below the line of the ridges. Below the ring line. So let's see if I can see it on here. No, see, there's no mark even on the piston here of where it would have been. So it could actually be higher, but to me it feels like it's lower, so we'll have to take a look in a bit. Proxy, you really want to stay outside in the fresh snow? Really? Come on. Okay, so let's start this video by what kind of hone am I going to use for the engine. So this guy here is a brush research flex hone. Now this is a 3 3/4 inch. That's a 95 mil. My engine's exactly 95 millimeters. Well, pistons. So from what I can read online, these are actually good, give or take up and down a tiny bit of size. If you guys look here, I'm just looking at this guy right here. You can see this is a 4-inch one, but it's you guys can read right here, slightly larger. So which means This one here should be absolutely perfect. Now, I already ordered this. I paid 60 bucks for it. I already physically have it. You can see they got all kinds of different ones. Mine came in a fancy box like this. Now, here's the problem here, that the size that I got is in 180 grit. So this is going to be the rough hone. Later on, I'm looking at, probably not this one here, but this guy here is a 400 grit. And then they got a 320 grit. So I'm going to do a little bit more research. But for now, my idea is to use this hone just to clean it up, and I will be, of course, give it in a much finer, probably a 320 grit afterwards. So I just won't be running this guy down so much. So I used to have one of these guys right here, but of course it doesn't go past, I think it's 85 millimeters. I'm at 95, so you guys can see I used to have one of these. I no longer have it. Ended up selling it to a buddy. Of course, I got one of these guys right here, but one of my stones is a little bit chipped on it, and it's the shitty riveted type one. So I'm still thinking I might use it just a couple passes up and down, because then it should show me my low and high spots. Then I'll switch to the flex hone. And me and my dad spent probably about an hour trying to find my micrometer set. And we can't find it. I only can find my little 1-inch one, as in the little tiny guy here, but I do not have one that's big enough to actually measure the bore. I already found my telescoping gauges, so I do have those, and I do have a digital caliper, but it's a pretty low quality one, but I'm pretty sure it'll still do in this case. And I'm just waiting. This is the set of pistons and rings here that I'm tempted to go with. Those are the bearings right there, both from the same supplier. But I'm not going to do any ordering here, pretty much until I decide what the cylinder looks like. So far, everything is looking good. Give a little bit of better shot on the pistons here. And they don't exactly say which brand of rings you're going to get with it. They do show this, but in the description, they do mention that you might get a different brand. You guys see right here. So I'm just saying it'll most likely be fine. The other option again would be going to original Toyota. Which original Toyota would be, what would it be for 4 pistons and rings? About 1,200 bucks. It's quite a bit more money than these, that is for sure. Okay, so this is the company that I'm going to be getting my hones from. I'm going to be getting 2 different hones. The first one's going to be a 180, which I already have on order, should be here within a day or two. And the other one I'm going to need to do the final pass. I'm looking into the idea of either 320 or it might go up to a 400. I am really not too sure yet. But they got lots of different stuff here, including firearm related stuff. And I have actually used one of their 12 gauge ones to work on a little bit of a custom project years and years ago. So that's why I know this company here is freaking amazing. They have been around for quite some time, and should have that in the next few days. And of course, right now, like I said, I only got the 180. I will be getting another one from them just after. No, they didn't send it to me free or anything. I ordered it and paid cash. Well, you know, Amazon. I ordered it. And one more thing I should mention here, this is the company right here that I have been talking to over Facebook Messenger, and it seems like they have a cylinder head for a very, very reasonable price. So I'm just on their website here, and they carry all kinds of diesel accessories, and I'll probably be ordering this head very soon. And you guys can see, and yes, that is free shipping to Canada. So pretty decent price. And I don't know what my camera's doing right now, but it's spazzing out trying to focus for some reason.